explain. You go onto the laptop and then?
And then after you have finished your show or whatever, you have to take it and put it into the hard drive so that you'll give it to your client or your customer.
Can you recall which of the members of the police were there to visit you, to obtain that?
The only guy that I remember it was there's an Indian guy, Brigadier Cavender.
The laptop was from the time. What happens once you've recorded these footage on the scene? What happens then?
On the scene, what do you mean?
In this
at the office.
In this particular event, once you've done
okay.
What happens then with the footage?
What we do is, as soon as we're done with the show, we take it from there, put it on a hard drive, which is supplied by us or by the client. Then we give it to the client there and there, because we don't want it to lose it or something like that. Because sometimes we normally delete after the show, we're giving you your record, and then we delete it because we don't need it.
In this particular instance, what happened once you recorded everything?
We recorded and then we gave it to, Smoo gave it to our project manager. His name is Lifa. He gave it to him, so I think he took it to the client.
You personally, have you tampered with the footage?
No.
Did you edit or alter anything in that footage?
No.
Mr. Kwata, before I finish with your evidence, I just want to show you 3 videos. Whether before you continue, I don't want you might just forget the special effects that you are referring to is the ones that it's there on the screen. I don't know who's looks like a dragon dancing there. Can you just go back there? Can you confirm that's what you do? She's gonna
come again.
She's gonna show you now the special effects that you are referring to.
Oh yes, the one at the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the dancing?
Yes.
Whatever is that? Can you confirm that that is how the stage was set up on the date in question?
Yes.
In order for you to do that special effects, can you observe what's going on the stage, or how does this happen?
No, I just have a sneak preview on stage if it's filling the screen, but I'm concentrating here because you have to make the right size here with the numbers, the pixels. So my eyes are always here, not there on stage.
What do you have in front of you to look at?
I have a machine called a Resolume, which is the software to play graphics with. It also go in laptop, so just the software.
Can you see what's happening on your screen on stage in order to correlate, if that's the lack of a better word, to what's going on the stage?
No, just use my eyes.
Yes, you said just use your eyes.
Yeah, just operate here and then see if feel the screen, it's okay with me, and then I look at the other effects that can match whatever is happening on stage.
In other words, you look directly to the stage with your eyes.
Yes.
And you said you didn't see any shooting.
No.
The dancing that took place as it was portrayed in those two videos, struggle songs, did you see that?
Yeah.
That can you confirm that was indeed the footage that was taken on the night in question?
I think it was taken from the one that we gave them. Yeah. Yeah, I can say that, but if you play it all, it's easier when you do it like that. When you play it all, so that it's easy to remember other things. But if you cut it and then you play it, I might be wrong in saying it's it or it's not.
When you gave over the footage, or when you downloaded the footage in order to give to Brigadier Governor and his team, did you look at the footage?
No, we didn't. We don't. Because it's not ours. We just give it to the client, whoever wants it. Because it's a very, very long videos. So we just send it and then we delete because it's taking too much space for our equipment.
Now, lastly, I want to show you the third video. Do you know this video? Have you seen it before?
No.
The video that was shown by the gentleman that worked with you, is it the same as this video?
No, it's not. It's not.
He's already answered it, but that was such a leading question.
Sorry, I didn't really respond. All I heard was no. So I now acknowledge you that the seat is at the season.
The witness has answered the question.
I didn't hear the answer, so you can.
Says it's not the same, that is not the same video that he saw on that somebody showed him, so I'll leave it at that. But that was a blatantly leading question. I'll ask what that
Did you
is.
disregard the question as well as the answer, or to keep it?
You can keep it.
You can keep it. Okay. So I now acknowledge you that the seat is at the season.
You can keep it.
So you can.
But that was a blatantly leading question. I'll ask what that is.
So I don't want to, so I disregard the question and answer. We'll proceed as a question.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, we got an answer. The witness said no, it's not the same. Thank you.
Noted.
Just my last question to you is, were you present when the fireworks were displayed? Did you observe that?
Yes. Okay.
You did observe that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Worship. I've got no further questions for you.
So this is my ritual or explanation as to what will take place. Mr. Potter, the next step is for cross-examination. Firstly, Advocate Julius, who represents Mr. Malema, thereafter Advocate Matthews, who represents Mr. Snyman, will have an opportunity to cross-examine you. It means they may ask questions from you, many of which you may have already testified about. But if you are asked, you are required to answer again clearly and directly. They may also place a statement before you in the form of my instructions are, or I put it to you and then followed by a statement. If that is the case, you may respond by, you may agree, you may disagree. If you do not know, feel free to say so. If you don't understand a question, feel free to ask that it be repeated, and I'm sure they will indulge you by repeating the question.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Mr. If you read it, then you may proceed.
I know you explained your job, the tasks that night. Do you confirm that you are not the cameraman who captured that footage?
Come again, sir?
Do you confirm that you are not a cameraman who captured that footage that you see?
No, I'm not.
Do you know who the cameramen were?
It was our intent.
What are their names?
Can't remember.
This footage that you've seen is captured by at least two cameramen, the names of which you can't remember. Is that correct?
Yes, however, the guys that we were using, they were swiping because it was tiring. The other one which was helping, but they were all intent.
So we had interns that were swapping because they got tired.
Yes.
But you cannot say that footage was captured by a particular identifiable cameraman.
Yes.
Now, I'm shocked by my learned friend. Can you tell this court what happened to the laptop that was utilized that time, sir?
Okay. I think weeks after we did this gig, there was also another gig that was we were doing in ICC Devon. I wasn't working on it because I was also in a hospital in and out. But when I was well, the guy called Pepelo called me and then he said he wanted me to come and check our equipment because other service providers or companies were sub-hired our equipment because they were busy in other venues at the ICC. So I had to go and check which equipment is which company and where. So while I was doing that, I came across our boxes in the loading dock where we are loading stuff out or we taking them in. There were like 3 or 4 boxes there. Plasmas, an Image Pro, a laptop, stands, can't remember the other box. Where they were sitting, it was very, very dark. So what I did, I took them, there is a civilian cameras there, CCTVs. I located one of them and then I placed them in front of that camera because when you have these international conferences, you're not allowed to come in or go in with any box. So the conference was not finished yet. So I just placed it there so that somehow if someone came and take it, the camera will pick up on him or her. So what happened is the conference was finished, went back to the office. As usual, we do a check-in of our stuff that went out. And then we check it, you clean it, you put it back on the shelf. So we realized that one of the laptops is missing. So we checked the serial numbers, and then we realized it's this laptop that was used into the EFF celebration party. So spoke to the project manager there, it was Julius. So we went down to the ICC, we looked for footage. He said we need to go to the police. So we went to the police, opened a case, so they took it from there.
The point that I wanted to make is that we have a statement in the docket that you personally reported that particular laptop as having been stolen.
Yes, I did.
You went to the police and you reported it stolen and identified it as being the laptop that was used at the EFF 5th birthday celebration by virtue of its serial numbers.
Yes.
Now, I want to go back, if I may, okay, to the night in question. You were not alerted to any shooting of any nature on the night in question while the event was taking place. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
There wasn't an instance where someone said, oh, someone's got a gun, we better duck or hide. You never ever saw anything like that?
No.
Even having watched the first 2 videos that we saw here that were available in the video footage that you had, you could not identify anybody shooting. You said you couldn't see, it doesn't show who was shooting.
Yes. Yes.
And one can go even one step further. You testified to this court that you never heard any gunshots at the stadium.
No.
Now, you also work for Gearhouse, and I want to put it to you, you've heard evidence from other people that there's no damage to any equipment whatsoever.
No, sir, no.
Similarly, I want to add to that and say that you are also unaware of anybody having been injured by any gunshots or firing of any firearms.
No.
Now, if one looks at the video footage, it's clear as you testified that you only have visuals from the front and from the one side. As Advocate Caesar says, you don't know if it's put left or right, because looking at the stage, it appears that it's on the right hand side, but looking from the stage would be the left hand side. Would you agree with that?
No.
Yeah, how would you describe?
When you are in front of the stage, your camera that is on stage is on the right.
So you got it on the right-hand side.
It is on the right, yeah.
So this front of house and right-hand side.
Yes.
And watching those two videos, you are incapable of identifying any particular shooters at correct?
No.
Then you testified that Brigadier Governor came to Gearhouse to obtain the video footage. Do you know what process or procedure was followed for him to obtain that footage? Was there any requirements or anything that took place prior to him being given the property?
Don't get your question. Requirements of papers or maybe.
Let me explain to you. We heard evidence yesterday from Mr. Singh that Mr. Singh insisted on a Section 205 subpoena being obtained before anything is handed over. Do you have any knowledge of it?
Okay, well, for me, what happened is I was just called that, okay, can you please give this gentleman the footage? I wasn't speaking to them prior to that.
Once that was done, sir, were you asked to put the laptop into a forensic bag or to keep the actual laptop as being the original source of the video footage?
It was taken by Mr. Singh, put it where I think they put also the hard drive or something. I wasn't there. After I've sorted out with the hard drive, then I left them.
And that laptop was then utilized, as you know, which was ultimately being stolen sometime thereafter.
Please.
You explained, and it seems reasonable, that when you are there, you focused on your equipment, which then sends a visual image of the backdrop or the graphic at the back. Is that true?
Yeah.
So you never focused on what was actually taking place on the stage, other than ensuring that your graphic was well depicted at the back. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
And when you were doing that, there was no shooting or shocking events that caused you to look up and look for a shooter. Do you agree with me?
No, the only sound that happened is when was the fireworks. There were fireworks.
Did you look up at the fireworks to watch?
Yes, because the way they were placed, our stage is a dome. So the way they were placed away from it, when they are coming up, it's like they're coming right on top of the stage.
In the sky.
In the sky, yeah.
And then you testified that it's difficult for you to identify the footage because it's a cut, as you put it, cut from the long version of the footage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Do you know who cut those segments out of the footage?
No, sir.
The third video that was shown to you, you didn't create or have anything to do with it?
No, sir, no.
Do you know where it comes from?
I don't know.
We should buy our turn to take an instruction.
And I see that light on.
You wish to thank yourself.
Thank you.
re-examination based on applicability cross-examination?
No re-examination, Your Worship.
So there's a few questions about court if you can assist for clarity purposes. I heard you correctly during your evidence in chief. You said your job, as we now know, was the graphics and the design on the screen behind the stage.
Yes.
And then you continued to say you had to ensure that the graphics matches what is taking place on stage.
Yes.
You also confirmed that you saw the singing and dancing of the struggle songs, etc.
Yes.
You watched it.
I was not really watching it. It just, you see that, okay, it's entertainment. Find something entertaining.
And then you watched it.
And then, yeah, you just, not really. When you watch, you know, you're watching for a long time.
The problem
It's
is you
just,
were saying in evidence in
Yes.
chief that you watched. So now...
oh, okay, just getting clarity there. Oh, okay. No, you just don't watch it. You just see what's happening. It's people dancing. Find something that's gonna go with the dancing. It's something like that.
So may I assume then, as the graphics in charge person,
Yes.
you knew who belonged on stage and who not?
Come again?
You knew by that stage who was present on the stage at all times?
No. Not really. Other people, I don't know them.
No, I'm not saying you know them personally.
Oh, okay.
Did the people on stage change and new people came on?
Yeah,
Was it
there
normal?
were a lot of activities on stage. There were a lot of activities. So other people come in, they come out, you know. But all we know that, okay, the party people were there, so you need to play something that is entertaining. Because there were a lot of graphics, not only that one that you saw.
So, the request I have was that if we watch clip 1 and 2, can you do that without sound and pause at certain sections where the court asks? Is that possible? So are you able to see clearly from where you are?
Yes.
If you can just switch on the first clip, please, and I will tell you when to pause. Pause. So on the far, my left in the corner, you see a person.
Wearing red, yes.
And wearing light jeans. You can go
Nah.
Let's go to the person who's wearing a black pants, red t-shirt, and a red cap. Yes? Yes. And the one next to you, are you able to see? Okay, just move forward for a second or two and pause. Pause. You see the second gentleman wearing a long pants and a long sleeve jacket. Red jacket, yes. Alright, can we look at the third person, please? No, just Just a minute. Okay. Needless to say, the person next to the jacket is wearing a red beret on his head. Him and one next to him are wearing berets, red berets on their head. Do you see that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I see.
Okay. Right in front of that person, there is a male wearing jeans and then I would say a shoulder length shirt with yellow engraving at the back.
Yes, I see that.
Alright. Then, furthest in the corner, what do you see? Red. What do you see?
I see a red.
Red what? What type of shirt is that person wearing?
I'm not sure if it's a shirt or a jacket.
Okay, we'll play on please. You'll see the person is moving back, forward, joining the crowd. Stop. Pause, please. Just a second back. Pause. Now you can see the person. Can you describe the shirt?
Yeah, it's a shirt.
A long sleeve shirt.
Yes, it's a shirt. It's a shirt.
Button shirt. With collar.
Yes.
Any other person on stage with a long sleeve button shirt with a collar?
It wasn't this one. I had your shirts or your jackets as well.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the talking about the red button shirt with the collar.
Okay, no.
Okay, thank you. You can play on. So we see all present on stage at that point. But can you play the second video, please? Pause. You see the gentleman with the red shirt, button shirt and collar,
Yes.
dancing with everyone on stage. Thank you. Can you proceed?
Close, if I may use one more sure what this is saying, this is evidence recorded.
I'm repeating what you said on record.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, continue. Pause. Is he present on stage, the same gentleman? Continue, please. Is he present on stage there? the gentleman with the red shirt and collar is now?
Is it the same one?
You tell me, sir.
It's not easy to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the person with the only person on stage with the red shirt and collar?
Okay. If you say so, it's not easy to see.
Okay. Do you see anything out in the hand of that person?
Yes, it's getting something.
Are you able to describe?
No.
All right. Can you continue, please? So, person is no longer in the corner. Is that more or less what you observed as well? You can look at pages.
But yeah, I just want to place my objection on record. Your latest question now that we've asked this witness go far further than a simple clarification of the evidence.
Clarifying.
No, my lady. My opinion and my instructions are that what you have now asked the witness goes much further than.
Oh, she's prosecuting us. We're being prosecuted by her.
Sorry. I just want to place on record that in our opinion your questions now have gone much further than simple clarification. You are in fact leaving evidence.
Yes.
That if you are the prosecutor, that's all.
Those who have similar instructions to place on record.
Not only today, but yesterday.
With these questions, as well as the questions yesterday, go beyond clarification of the record of them. I had been instructed previously, and it's embarrassing thing that I need to report that my client objects to the manner of the clarification. This is Dr. Collins Worship, and says it's not clarification as it's evident from yesterday as well. It's all directed against the accused and towards accused number one, and particularly yesterday we were present to touch on accused number two, on issues that had not arisen and were not challenged by the defense or by the accused. Now, I can't object to it. I do believe that this can, to a limited degree, be clarified through further questions, because this is new evidence that hadn't been there previously. But I have specific express instructions to place a record, Your Worship, that my client objects to these questions. This is all this.
I believe that during the evidence in chief of this witness, he specifically stated that because this video had been cut, he is not able to say whether it is a part of the main video.
Yes.
What then happened is Your Worship brings him in front of the screen and makes him testify about certain people's movements on the screen. That cannot be clarification of whatever happened during the evidence before his cross-examination by the court. We see that as my lady climbing into the arena. And I suspect that I will have to take instructions in this because in my opinion it might lead to an application for you to recuse yourself. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. In my view, and then you may take instructions and I will adjourn. This is, since yesterday, is the first time I've seen the footage. Secondly, the witness is asked about an event he attended, and I'm asking him questions about what the video is entailed. And that's as far as it goes. Nothing more, nothing less.
You ask that we stand down.
I need to add something. was instructed previously, I need to place the following on record so that the worship before we adjourn is acted into account.
I'm listening.
Your worship, when we adjourned this matter on a previous occasion, when Colonel Michael Becker was testifying, your worship called the Colonel back on the basis that your worship was going to ask me questions of clarification. It's a matter of record, your worship, that he was brought back. Your worship then asked if we had finished the thing, which was clear that we had done the re-examination and finished as well. Whereafter your worship had been brought the witness that never asked him any questions of clarification and asked to put that on record. Additionally, your worship, yesterday,
Sorry, may I just reply to what you just said before we move to the second point? What I have indicated on the last time we dealt with the matter that I will inform the state and the defense timeously when I will meet the witness. It was to my surprise that the witness was present. Therefore, I was not prepared for questions by court, and I made that very clear. And we moved to the next witness. It was not with my consent or at my request that that witness be present yesterday. You may move on.
then, your worship, when the issue of clarification arose yesterday, your worship asked the witness whose laptop was actually stolen. And he told your worship that it was Gearhouse of the companies. Your worship then asked him, which borders on cross-examination, and your worship is entitled to, but it just shows the direction of the question. Are you able to say the actual laptop stolen was that one? And he says yes. Then your worship asked him how, and he said by the serial number. And thereafter your worship asked him to identify who quite this witness was, and he explained it is one and the same person. So the first issue that arises, your worship, is my learned friend for the state had an obligation to tell the court that the laptop had been stolen, because we are still challenging this evidence. Your worship had admitted it as real evidence, but it was a contentious issue, and we had made it clear that it no longer existed. We had an obligation in his pursuit of the truth to tell the court that laptop had been stolen. He never pursued it with this witness who has made a statement, as I put on record in this docket, as a complainant on the theft of that docket, of that laptop. Then your worship entered into a question of the witnesses, asking him why he felt uncomfortable in testifying. He was still employed at Glick, we call it Glick Company, Gearhouse Company, and what was the effect of coming to court on the company. And he explained that it was tangible, there wasn't a plea here. He then asked him, he said, are they still your clients? He said, they are. He asked him in specific terms, Your Worship, do you have a good relationship with Mr. Malema? And he said, correct. And then Your Worship showed him the video that you see, and he said to him, you can't identify the people on the screen. How is that possible? Now, Your Worship, that's the very issue that's arisen now, but in a different manner. That's what's important in a place on record. As opposed to asking the general question of why he can't identify the people, and he said he couldn't do it, and how it's possible, Your Worship directed him to the clothing of accused number one, there can be no doubt, and asked him today, yesterday, yesterday compared to today. Today, Your Worship directed this witness to the specific clothing, and utilizing the clothing then led him to conclude who the person was and whether he had something in his hand. Your Worship goes further with respect. Then more clarification ought to. And Your Worship then went into where they'd been asked, talking about yesterday, the first time for the footage, and why he had called in the police or his lawyers to find out how or what procedures you give, what is his reluctance in giving the video footage. Because he has explained this clearly, Your Worship, in his cross-examination. Your Worship, I need to take an instruction. You've seen my party's vociferous and has made his views very, very clear. And having placed those facts on record, Your Worship, I believe now for the adjournment to take an instruction from.
May I now respond because you said quite a lot on this, and I started with yesterday. The question was related to the witness after he explained his own words. First he was, I would rather not be here. Based on that statement by the witness, the court asked him, can he explain, which he did. And my question, my response to the witness was, I do understand, and the court moved on, was based from his own evidence. Secondly, Mr. Singh did not ask Mr. Singh to look at the videos. It was the previous witness, not Mr. Singh. Today is why you raised many issues. So this witness, to add to Mr. Singh's evidence, I asked him he cannot identify. He said yes. He cannot identify because the face is on court. It wasn't pursued after that answer. It was left right at that answer. We are all well aware that questions by court is not limited to evidence in chief, neither by what emanates from cross-examination, and the court is not in possession of the information by the state or the defense, and needs all the information possible to assess this matter in a amicable manner. Your problem today was, did I answer everything regarding yesterday?
No.
What now?
You also asked the witness yesterday. You said you can't identify the people on the video. How is that possible?
Yes. He said faces are not clear and it was left at that.
Worship, when someone asks how is it possible that you can't identify the person, it's not clarification of the scripture. You can say to your worship, there is no clear picture of that.
And it was not pursued after that, it was accepted by the court,
Yes,
that he cannot identify any person on the video.
But your worship, a different approach was followed today in relation to the video footage, this witness and the identification. Your worship took him to specific characteristics that I don't believe he ever noticed of his own accord. And he said, look, your worship said to him, look, he's the only person on stage with a long-sleeved collared t-shirt with buttons. It is something I was going to clarify. He had never, of his own accord, detected. Then the worship said, now what's that person? That's not clarifying with respect to worship. That's the, with the worship, it's clear. The record will speak for itself. The worship chose and identified with him and said, now what's that person? He's back off the stage, he's coming back. You see, he's back. So it's not, there's no clarification with respect to worship. And it leads straight into the question of yesterday, how is it possible that you cannot identify anybody on the video? So worship, we say that goes beyond clarification.
Let me respond as follows. Once the court asked this witness to identify any person in that video, the state, neither the defense, started to ask questions regarding the video and what it actually depicts. And that is what I wanted to know. At no stage was it asked who the person is. It's distinctive what the clothing of each person on that video was requested by, and who was present at any given time as depicted on the video. That is as far as it goes.
Because we'll argue that the clothing isn't distinctive. You see red tops in general, and jeans if they're up on the road, walking before there's nothing. Just think that will pick up our witness points just in front of us.
Yes, exactly. No one picked it up, so we need to place on record what we actually see at the Piccadilly, and that is the purpose of this. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, when man says, I didn't take the video, I don't know who the video photographer was, and this is the extract that came out of it for Joseph to then say, look at the video, you identify this person by this discernible characteristic of his clothing, and how can you look and see if he's carrying anything? He says, yes, what is it? And he says, I don't know, it goes beyond clarification of this situation. But I need to take an instruction.
Okay, just keep in mind that after his answer it was left that nothing further was requested, it was accepted by court as that.
It was about a clear note.
Sorry?
I do have a clear note of the questions and answers.
Yes. Was it taken as credit then that it as in saying yes?
My note is, do you see anything in his hand? He said, I do see something. Can you describe it now?
Yes. So it was left right there.
It had to
not
be.
received. Yes. Okay. Any response from us? Sorry, I'm not sure if you was.
I'm done with you.
You want to address the court? I think it's Caesar.
Yes, I think the best way is that we adjourn for a short while. If the orders and Matthews or bring a proper application, whatever the application is, so I can also prepare to respond to that.
Certainly. Okay, then I will stand down.